Ask Lou is brought to you by Ace Hardware, delivering helpful hardware service since 1924. Ace, the helpful place.
Hi Lou, my name's Amy Crawford and I'm from Denver, Colorado. I have a question about pipes in my bathroom. Every time I turn on my hot water to take a shower, I hear a loud shuddering noise coming within my wall from my pipes. Can you tell me what the problem could be and how I can fix it?
All right, well, Amy, I'm going to assume you live in a house. This trick actually works whether you live in a house or an apartment. It's just a little more difficult to do in a multifamily setting. You need to shut the main water valve off and drain down the entire system. You're going to open up every faucet, flush every toilet. Now, once that's done, you'll shut the valves back off and then gently turn the main water valve back on to refill the system. See, you're actually adding air back into these little pipes that are behind the wall called compression chambers, and that takes care of that hammering every time you turn on the water. Here's an email from Frank in Chicago, Illinois. I have a great fireplace. It's vented horizontally. The only problem is that when it's not in use, I get this very strong draft. I stuffed the inside with towels, but I still get the draft. I don't want to wrap the outside with plastic. Please help. Well, Frank, being from Chicago myself, I know what those drafts feel like, and it's tough. I'm thinking that you probably have a metal fireplace insert because you mentioned that it's horizontally vented. You have a couple choices. There are these bladders or balloons that you can put inside the flue, and you actually squeeze a little pump and it expands and seals up the flue. That should cut down the draft dramatically. There's also a metal cover that can go over the top of it that actually has magnets and some fabric typically that will cover the whole front of the fireplace so you won't see the plastic, but it'll definitely eliminate those drafts when you're not using the fireplace. Here's an email from Karen in Philadelphia. I have radiators in my home. My heat is on, but my radiators are not getting hot. I was told that I may have a hole in my pipe somewhere and that no water is getting to the radiators. Please help me with a solution. Now, Karen, you might need the help of a boiler contractor, but before you call them, I want you to try and bleed the radiators. Turn the thermostat up to, say, 80 degrees. Then there's a little bleeder that you can buy at the hardware store. Every radiator in a hot water system has a small little bleeder at the top. You're going to open up that keyway and water and air is going to spit out of there. So you're going to want to hold a little bowl there. Once you get a steady stream of water, turn it off. Then move on to the next radiator, and then the next, and then start all over again. Once you get a steady stream of water coming out of that radiator, you should feel heat coming from there. Here's a question from Mike in Mentor, Ohio. We stripped our wallpaper and now are trying to figure out the best solution for removing the glue left on the walls. Does it have to be removed before painting, or could we use an oil-based primer first and then a water-based paint? Well, Mike, you don't want to cut any corners here because you want that wall to look really nice when you're done. So you do have to get the glue off of there. Now, I've always used spick and span and a nylon brush like this to scrub the wall, rinse it, let it dry, and then use a paint and primer in one to get a nice finish. Now, normally the cleaner comes in a powder, but now it's in a liquid, and get this, it smells like the sun. Not quite sure what the sun smells like, but it must be pretty good.